the impact verification.
And as you've gone through
We
the process
see to our
to
platform and to
engage
our
with
clients that
multilateral
are using our
financing,
platform,
your
that
organization has
digital
grown quite a bit.
verification
And
unlocks not
as
only
an indigenous
speed,
organization who's
but
trying
also
to
higher
scale up
accuracy.
and move
It's
forward,
important
first of all, what do you
because
want
in
to
carbon
achieve in
markets where we
inclusive
operate,
conservation
as
initiative?
well as in
And
Scope
then
3,
as you're
corporate
growing,
Scope 3 reporting where we
how does
operate,
that, how are you as an
time to
organization
market is money.
responding to that
If you can
scaling and you're
issue
getting
your
more and
carbon
more
credits
financing?
faster, then you can sell when the
Thank you
price
very
is
much,
right.
and,
Or you have less cash flow.
And then as you're
Yeah,
growing,
actual
how
value
does
that
that,
ways
how
to
are
look at
you
this.
as an organization responding
by
to
the
that
project
scaling?
developers, your
That
carbon
better
credits particularly to our platform, sell when the price is verifying the data you have less as well as in
and then
data
as
science,
you're growing,
how
how does
the data by the project developers for consent faster to our client data and
So
then
we
verifying
want
the
to
data
we want to
data science,
strengthen community natural resource institutions
benefit of
but also
so for us,
as you may have seen, our organization is 85% youth, 65% female youth. And if you look at the board, also we have 60% women, and also they are within the range of 40 and about 40 up to about 30. That's a kind of range. But also we have other tentacles that link to the elders, and we leverage a lot with there are a number of individuals or organizations that have stood with us in terms of supporting us in terms of technical. We strategically work with a number of universities also who help us to do community action research. So we actually implement what communities really bring to the table, and there's evidence to that. So that's, to me, is what us, and also we have this strong connection with the communities. And for ICI, inclusive conservation, it has been really a challenge to understand what do you actually mean by inclusive, because there are a number of widely used terminologies, but unless you use words, this power of words, and that's exactly what's driving development or discourses. And to me, they always there's a cycle of these words: the community development, community empowerment. Right now we're into inclusive. We are now going to social equity or equity in conservation. But what does it mean to me or to my father or to my mother? So we go back, and we had one of the things that we hope to achieve with inclusive is to have an understanding, a deep understanding and connection of how communities really interpret that. So we went to the several communities that we work, and we really explored. So for the Maasai, it means Aramat, holistic. You know, we didn't have wildlife, something just, it's about how interconnection of species, spirituality, and also how we connect to the rivers and other tree species or biodiversity, as you say, but also how we relate with each other in terms of community to community. If you go to Turkana, that's all the exact. If you go to the Maasai community, we call it Aramat, inclusive conservation. If you go to another community, there's another word that really connects them with what we really. So we have also to debunk some of these words and really help the communities to really understand what this is. So what we intend to achieve is actually reclaiming conservation spaces, helping communities reclaim what they mean. So we talk about culture, heritage, water, also issues like issues to do with animal totems. All of us and different clans relate to different species. So we want to support communities to reclaim conservation. Right now, conservation belongs to you. Conservation International, the National Conservancy, and a number of other. It has been, I think it has been taken away. So because we are now longer leaders in conservation, we are just treated as rights holder. I mean beneficiaries. So that's why also words like benefit sharing is there, which is to me it shows power imbalance. Somebody has something that wants to share with you, whether he wants and in what frame they have. So there are a number of things that and I think to me how you can let this is by helping communities navigate. And also in terms of growth, I'm sorry for taking long. In terms of a number of donors are really so bureaucratic to the extent that it really creates a lot of, it makes organization or indigenous people's organization to look track. You bring words like co-creation, but co-creation actually means drifting us, using the power of money to drift us to what you really want. But it also need to build our negotiating power. So to agree, and ICI started about 2018, just before the pandemic. And I was thinking the kids that were born right now, and I always tell Luis and Christine, the kids that were born then are right now going to school. And we are still talking about inclusive conservation and up to right now. So thank you. That's how bureaucracy is. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ole. So we heard from Mere and really talking about the ownership in the Pacific and looking at a market-driven approach and not policy. We've heard from Ole and what does conservation mean and for whom. The bureaucracy that comes with a lot of these processes and the amount of time it takes. And also in those resources is that indigenous organizations also losing sight of their own priorities. I'm gonna turn now to Nemo. And Nemo, you are Guarani from Ecuador, a leader in Confeniai, an Amazon women's indigenous leader for Amazonia Verde. And it would be great if you could speak to indigenous leadership in the Amazon and specifically territorial defense in the context of Yasuni. Hello, ¿me escuchas? We lost the interpretation channel. Hello? Okay, yep, no, I will. So Nemo, ¿sí? ¿Se escucha? I could do it in Spanish, but then the rest of you wouldn't understand me. Ahora sí? No? Okay. Sorry, Nemo. So just building on your experience as a leader with the Warawani and a women's leader, can you speak to indigenous leadership in the Amazon and specifically around territorial defense, especially with this landmark decision of Yasuni regarding drilling, and then how that potentially transforms your ability to broadly manage your territory and access potentially financial resources?
Buenos días, mi nombre es Nemo. Gracias por invitarme, estoy muy contenta de compartir mi experiencia y trabajo que hacemos las mujeres indígenas en el territorio de Ecuador, en la Amazonía. Actualmente soy dirigente de la Confeniai. Confeniai es una organización que representa a los pueblos indígenas de la Amazonía del Ecuador. Y yo lidero a las mujeres indígenas de la Amazonía. Bueno, contestando a la pregunta, el trabajo que hacemos las mujeres, no solo yo, sino todas las mujeres indígenas en nuestro territorio, es bastante fuerte porque nosotros actualmente estamos luchando contra muchas empresas extractivas que están en nuestro territorio, como el petróleo, como la minería, que están afectando y destruyendo. Como estaba mencionando que el trabajo de la mujer en el territorio es fuerte porque nosotros como mujeres, a más de sufrir la violencia en nuestro territorio, violencia espiritual, cuando llega a las empresas petroleras, mineras a nuestro territorio, es fuerte. Y también vengo de un territorio donde el machismo es muy fuerte contra la mujer. Pero sin embargo, eso no nos ha detenido para fortalecer y trabajar cada día enseñando a nuestra familia, enseñando a nuestras hijas que para nosotras no termina cuando nos casamos o se terminan nuestros sueños de ahí, sino más bien impulsamos a que los sueños de las mujeres llegue a más allá de la lucha constante que hacemos las mujeres indígenas, porque somos de resistencia, somos rebeldía en nuestros territorios, porque así nos han enseñado nuestros abuelos a hacerlo. Es por eso que hoy estamos fortalecidas las mujeres luchando en este mundo que es tan complicado para la mujer